Hello, welcome back. In the last video, we discussed what is testing. Prem, you used the words gap, mismatch, and defect. What do these words mean in the testing field?
Okay. So actually, in the testing field, defect is a standard terminology that is used by various certification organizations like ISTQB or CST and others. So we'll continue to use this term defect in all our conversations. The difference between the expected result and actual result, if they are different, it is said to be a defect, right? So that is the basic definition of defect. But we'll look at three statements and try to explore the defect a bit more. The first statement is software does not do something that specifications says it should. So in this category, I would like to give an example. If a calculator is supposed to add 2 plus 2 and give a result of 4, but if it gives result as 5, then it's a defect, right? Now we go for further, and the second statement is that software does something the product specification says it should not. So in this category, I would like to give an example. A retail bank, for example, if it doesn't allow withdrawal of cash more than $200 in a day, then if the software actually allows withdrawal of $300 in a day, then it's a defect. Now, why this could happen possibly is that a developer, while developing the software, will not directly assign $200 in the code. He will write in an environment variable called daily max limit. And that by mistake, if it is set to 300, then software allow $300 to be withdrawn. So whatever the reason, it's a defect. And the third category is that software does something its specification does not mention. And generally what falls in this category is some creative and confident developer wants to give something additional than what is specified. He thinks it's very, very important and it's a value add from his side. But as far as tester is concerned, he should stick to specifications. As an example, if there is a data entry software for teachers, which allows marks for various subjects to be entered by the teacher. So a teacher will select a drop down and select physics, and then she can enter the marks. All right. So the drop down is physics, chemistry, maths, history. But at the same time, the what developer does, he puts them in the alphabetical order. So he will put it as chemistry, history, maths, and physics. So this will become a defect in the eyes of a tester, because you don't know that the business person who has come up with this specification may have in mind that 90% of the students take physics as a subject. So you would like physics to be the first one to come. So you should never doubt what is in the mind of a business person who is writing these specifications. So this aspect is very important from the tester's perspective. Now there are two other perspectives which are important to be considered. The fourth concept is the software does not do something the product specification does not mention but should. Okay, so as an example, I would like to tell that if a calculator is an object, is a software. Now, if it does only integer additions, then what will happen to the normal use of calculator? If you want to add 1.2 plus 5.6, then this will not be done by the calculator. Then what is the use of the calculator? So it may be a good idea for the tester to actually write down an incidence report saying that though the requirement says integers, but I feel that addition of decimal fractions is also very important. So this incident can be written down, and then the decision makers can take a decision whether it should be taken as an input for to modify the requirements or let it pass like this, right? Similarly, the fifth point is this software is difficult to use, hard to understand, and very slow in response. If this is the case, what will happen is that a calculator is calculating 2 plus 2 equal to 4, but it is taking 2 minutes to do that. So functionally, it is okay. But for a user, it is not going to be useful, isn't it? He's going to be irritated. So again, a tester, it's supposed to say that all this is okay, but it is responding very slow. So what normally is done is that a tester actually first comes up with an incidents report. And then some of the incidents could be defects and some others could be value addition from his side or the improvement opportunities, right? So this is how the defect mechanism works. And defect is one of the most important aspects, which is for which the tester is putting all his energies to fish it out of the software. And the developers are driven by defects to fix them. And business people want to really understand whether a value addition given by the tester should cause a modification in the requirements. So defect is a very central entity in the whole business of testing. And testers should be well aware that it is not only their job to find defects, but also to do value addition the way we discuss right now. All right.
Thank you, Prem. So you are saying that testers should not only point out defects in the software, but also should give their value adding observations.
That's right.
So after discussing what is testing and what are defects, I would like to know about two commonly used terms, QA and QC, in our next video.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sure. Thank you.
Prem Apte explains testing basics in a series of Q&A videos. These are based on the book Software Testing, Job Ready, and 80 Apte. Feel free to suggest a topic of your interest in software testing basics that you would like to know more about. Please use this link.